Welcome, Divine. Boy, do I have an energy report for you. This is all about why we're here, What's the point of a divine feminine and a divine masculine? Why will they be known and honored and recognized upon the earth? It's interesting because I pulled a card and then I knew exactly where we were going with this. I pulled a card from the Getting Into the Vortex deck, and this card is, while your societies continue, look, oh no, this doesn't have the beautiful artwork, but actually that is kind of cool though. Ooh, and it's perfect. Our diversity supports our individual freedoms. I have some cards that have some beautiful artwork. I can't wait to show you guys. But this is, while your societies continue to try to dictate and enforce human behavior to please the majority, because of your diversity, it continues to be an uncomfortable struggle that again and again falls of its economic weight. There simply is not enough money in the world to buck the natural currents of individual freedom and independence of thought. So when I received that card, I was like, our diversity supports our individual freedoms, And I thought about that, and that sat in. And I'm thinking, okay, so where are we going with this? And it's just like, you got to understand where we are with this independence thought and that freedom and that individualism that's coming through. And that is the divine feminine and the divine masculine. Stepping aside, no matter what, they could not hold the divine feminine and the divine masculine within the majority. And what is the powerhouse of that? The powerhouse of that is that independent thought. So when we go in and we start to think, it's like, what is prayer? What is prayer? But a fixed thought on what you desire to occur. What is chanting? A fixed thought on what you desire to occur. What's a mantra? A fixed thought on what you desire to occur. What's an affirmation? A fixed thought on what you desire to occur. So when we think about the masses coming together and having that fixed thought, we think about what we've always known is just kind of more and we honor kind of like monk, you think kind of monk, and you honor that in a way that just the sitting and everyone together in that fixed thought for peace and well-being, and that's probably what supported us to this point, for sure. Without that, could have been some doomsday for real here. So, but we've advanced from that. We've advanced in appreciation. But where we are now is when you look at the divine feminine and the divine masculine collective, and you say all of these people can shift and be within the same fixed thought to bring about where they are in that fixed thought to the earth. Well, of course. So this is your karmic cycle report. This is that karmic cycle ending report of what the divine feminine and divine masculine are here to do and how it's happening. And it's important that you know. It's important that you know your power. It's important that you know your purpose. It's important that you are within that place of mission. If you've noticed what yesterday was, you saw a lot of headlines. And a lot of those headlines was Barack Obama and Steph Curry. And in that headline, it was Barack Obama speaks on toxic masculinity. Where were the twins? Where have the twins been in this justice period? Have the twins not recognized the narcissistic behaviors within the divine masculine energy? Have the twins not called out those toxic behaviors? Have the twins not embodied within themselves, the divine feminine energy embodied within themselves, a balancing of the divine masculine energy that seemed like it would be a little bit more suiting for the planet? To mirror that back within the energy of the twins, you know? So this is where the body collective of the divine have been in the past weeks. So, and if you're just tuning in, you can listen to the readings in the listing below, and they'll tell you exactly, get you caught right on up. But this was already foretold. So, interesting enough, this wasn't an identification of the problem. This was an identification of the solution. So that fixed thought within the divine collective brings that upon earth. And then it was placed within a platform to be heard. One by someone who's known by most of the world, and two, by someone that is a part of an association that has held a lot of those toxic masculinity traits within the sports arena. Yeah. So that platform, and a lot of times you hear the term star, you know, and interesting enough, when something is needed to be presented within the earth, it is oftentimes sent to one of those stars, which is an up high vessel in which the masses can see. Therefore, the message can be delivered. Where did the message come from? The divine feminine and the divine masculine collective. Absolutely. What was the discussion? How do you know? What was the discussion about? I'll give you some highlights, but I want you to go and look. You can kind of Google and, you know, it'll come up. Obama and Steph Curry and toxic masculinity, you know, and you'll just see it. It was everywhere. Everyone picked it up, and people are writing articles about it, which is so interesting. I saw on Psychology Today, someone's already picking up an article about it. And this is what they get to talk about. They get to talk about that Obama said that it's time to move away from toxic masculinity, that is an old view, and that having that good masculinity is about being a good person, kind, respectful, compassionate. Not putting others down and dominating isn't strength. 3D structures falling. Open up about your feelings, masculine. Is that not that open heart that we've been talking about? Yeah. Yeah. And even making reference to multiple feminines around in more of, it was kind of a display. I think he was talking about having them around when you're kind of doing something to display kind of sexuality, but that doesn't show sexual confidence. Not multiple. So that's even speaking to that third party, you know? So that's not sexual confidence. So it's important to hear this and know what that karmic cycle report is. Know what you're doing. When things come up within the divine union, it comes up not to just heal the twins, it heals the world. The divine feminine and divine masculine are very important. You are a part of that work. You're a part of that fixed thought. We all came together and identified a problem. We addressed that problem within our own unions by developing the solutions. And then they were placed on a higher platform for it to permeate throughout the earth. To do what? The fall of those third-party structures that we talked about. Those 3D structures that we talked about. The karmic cycle endings. To do what? Create a new earth. Of those respectful and compassionate masculines that Obama is speaking of. That honors the feminine energy. When you read the article, it was a lot about honoring the feminine energy. Open-hearted communication about feelings. Very detailed on the need of communication about feelings. So check it out, Divine, and be proud of your positioning. And it is just like this card says, there simply is not enough money in the world to buck the natural currents of individual freedom and independence of thought. Not at all. And the divine feminine and the divine masculine are who said, while societies continue to try and dictate and enforce human behavior to please the majority, because of your diversity, it continues to be an uncomfortable struggle that again and again falls of its economic weight. Well done, divine. Well done, divine. The golden mission is union within self, then union with others. See you soon.